I watched a documentary on Breonna Taylor. Halfway through, made me physically ill. I cannot believe. When I was a police officer, I was taught where to hit, to de-escalate, and disarm. I knew how to shoot to kill, but a lot of the situations I had to respond to, they didn't have to die. I had no kills the 7.5 years I was a police officer. And I watched that documentary on Breonna. To the family that is watching this, I always do my videos in shadows. One day I will do a face reveal. I'm a white girl. I was born in 1970. I'm a country girl. No, a farmer. I worked at Myers. Well, my first job, I worked at Bill Knapp's. We're supposed to get 10% of the waitress's tips. I didn't clear a waitress's table fast enough, and she knew I had two other dining rooms to do. She paid me 50 cents instead of $5. She threw a high chair at me. I never went back. I was walking to my car at the same time she left, and what's your problem? I said, I don't know. What's your problem? You didn't clear my dining room fast enough. You threw a high chair at me? What's that going to solve? You beat your kids too? When you get angry, you throw shit? You don't know who you're throwing stuff at? She got right in my face and said, you don't clear my tables fast enough, you're not going to get nothing. Well, excuse me. We had two sick calls today. I had the whole fucking place. Sorry, I didn't. I clear the smallest tables first. Well, the bigger ones get more money. The smaller ones get seated faster. You don't know what you're talking about. I just, whatever. I turned around, walked away. She grabbed my shoulder. I turned around. I popped her right in the forehead. Knocked her down. I said, you don't know what you're talking about. I was 17 years old. And I have waitresses throwing high chairs at me. Anyway, sorry to get off key. I watched a separate documentary on YouTube, and I watched the one on ABC for Breonna Taylor. I'm a white person. I was trained, like I said before, to disarm and de escalate. Just because they have a weapon doesn't mean they have to kill you. They have tasers now, they have pepper bullets. They don't have stupid people outside with a dog firing into a dark house. I was given a flashlight and a firearm. My flashlight under my wrist, firearm in my right side. They say Our guns have lights on them. Where was it when they were standing in the mouth of the hallway? 5 officers, 6 officers were standing there and nobody had a fucking flashlight. They would have seen him with the gun pointed down and her standing behind him. Because I guarantee that's what happened. I hold my gun in a low ready. I hear noises. My door opens. I always have my gun in a low ready when I come to the door. I can't believe those 3 got off. I think the family should open that case again and appeal it. Don't wait too long. Don't wait too long. Do it now. Because that officer, and I saw it with my own eyes, his face telling the camera, we have lights on our guns. Good. There's also light switches in the hallway. If you have lights on your guns, you should see flip the switch, turn the hallway light on. There usually are 2 at each end. When I fix things and I've worked on houses, every place that I've ever lived, there's always been a light switch on each end of the hallway. Somebody should have turned one of them on. So there's error number 3. And the 4th one is that stupid MF firing into a dark house. There could have been officers rushing down. He could have hit one of his brothers or sisters, so we call them. And the boyfriend comes out. Are you hit? No. Oh, that's a shame. Wow. Was that uncalled for? My girlfriend's dead. Why? Did you kill her? That was uncalled for. All those public knowledge officer comments sounds like racism to me. Excuse me. Sounds like racism to me. I totally disagree with the way all of that was handled. I'm old school, like I said before. I'm not going to just fire in the dark. You'll notice about halfway, your mid waist, all those bullet holes. There could have been children in cribs. There could have been children in beds. They didn't know. Holes are going through neighbors' walls. I could have been in my kitchen making coffee and I get a bullet flying through the wall. I could have been killed if I lived there. That's how stupid they are. That's why they're given tasers, pepper bullets, beanbag guns. But no, they draw Old Faithful. That shit is so wrong. And I am so sorry for Breonna. Because our justice system so failed your family. If I was still a cop, I'd resign because I would be so ashamed to still be a police officer. I came to my family dinners in uniform. I didn't want my family to freak out. I would put my duty belt on the dryer. Mom would cover it with a towel. My step family came from a country, Iran, that was so into war. I had to wear my uniform because I could get a page or a cell phone call and I had to go. Mom knew that. I hope my stepdad knew that. I'd have to go to banks, I'd have to go to courthouses. I was on call. And I knew carrying that firearm. Whenever I walked in the house out of the house with it, I knew I may have to use it to take a life. White, black, brown, African American, Chinese, whatever. I'd like to address another issue though. I've never arrested a Chinese person. Never. In my 8 years, I've arrested more white people than I did black. I believe all lives matter. But Breonna Taylor, no knock warrants? Mm-mm. Kind of funny when it's UPS. You hear them. What's a cop gonna do? Here I am. Oh, I knocked. Got you on camera. Little faint knocks. 2 in the morning. You want somebody coming to your door with a weapon when you're doing 2 in the morning? Tell it to the fat end of my baseball bat. It better be important. I had a neighbor next door when I had my unfortunate incarceration. Well, I heard a lot of thump crashes and booming. I said, well, first of all, that won't happen again. And second of all, if you ever hear that, you call 911. I don't know if I feel comfortable enough to give her a key, but we'll see about that. I have a power of attorney. I'm giving her a key. And my roommate, oh, I'm so thankful for him. He's wonderful. I can't wait to get my gun back. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want my sense of security because of a past roommate. I lost my firearm for a minute. She moved her drug dealing boyfriend into my house. And then he proceeded to say, well, I'll show you what a big dick is and I'll cut your effing head off. I'm like, really? Trashed my house, stole my bird, stole my truck for a minute. I had to go down to GMC, um, Glen Bugey, and get new keys, my VIN number. And I have totally new alarm system. She brought her mother with her, and I dropped my guard. That will never happen again. Then I asked her to sign a lease. She kept putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. And so I did a little digging because I still had my skip tracing software. I found out she had just got out of jail for unarmed robbery and prostitution solicitation. That'll explain about the 160 text messages I got when I finally was able to order a new phone from my Obama phone carrier. Stole my wallet, biatch. Didn't realize I turned the credit feature off on all my debit cards. So you have to have a PIN number. Guess I'm not so stupid. If any of you are worried about your wallets getting stolen, you can call your credit card company, your debit card companies, or if you have a bank card through a direct bank, you can have them turn off the credit feature so that you have to have a PIN number. Especially if you're elderly, I would really look into that. But the Breonna Taylor case, I'm sorry, I got off on another tangent. I'm just so mad today. I'm just mad. Republicans are really making me mad. Biden is awesome. He has done more in 2 months or a month and a half than Trump has done in his whole career. Because Trump is busy golfing. Then he slams it at CPAC. The Republicans call it TPAC. I'm going to call it T-Bag. Please don't vote for him in 24. We're going to have a repeat because after the second term, he can't run again. He's going to be even more desperate. The man's going to be 78 years old. I'm a nurse. In my experience, and this is probably dangerous for me to diagnose, but I really think that man is still living in 2016 and he has pre-onset undiagnosed dementia. He really does. It's going to get worse for Black, brown, Asian American people, Chinese people. Look at what he's done. China virus, China flu, Kung flu. That son of a bitch. Whoop. Lighting my incense. Kung flu, really? I saw and I helped an Asian man that got hit at Kroger yesterday. The guy pushed him down. He ran into the sign that said, "Wear masks." You Asian virus motherfucker, is what he said. I grabbed him by the coat and I winged him into the little pillar where the trash cans are, and I knocked him down and I sat on him. The fire department helped me, not the cops. I said, he just assaulted this man. He needs help. They helped me hold him down. I said, I'm a nurse. I'm going to help this man. Go ahead. I helped that man. I got him to the bench. He was crying. I gave him a hug and I said, I'm so sorry. He said, I didn't do anything. I was putting my mask when I came on into the store. I did not know. I felt so bad, and they just yelled and started hitting and kicking me. My heart just sank. That hurt my heart. That so hurt my heart yesterday. 7 o'clock in the morning. That hurt my heart. Why do people have to be so ignorant and mean? They didn't cause this. This man has lived here his whole life. He told me, I moved here in 1940. Get away from the war. Stop being so evil. You're not going to change us. You right wing people. You Trumplicans. You're not going to, you can't fix this. There's nothing to be fixed. You need to be fixed. Learn some tolerance and learn some goddamn respect. Because those of us who care about people that still have our hearts, that aren't kissing you know whose ass, he who shall not be named, he's Voldemort. McConnell is Snape. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's Professor Umbridge. You know, the one that keeps hanging policies everywhere but won't follow none of them? That's her. That hurt my heart so bad. I can't believe how blind and stupid people are. The right wing Antifa, the Proud Boys, grow up. Grow up. I haven't been afraid of bullies since about sixth grade. I think I was 12. I'm 50 years old now. Those of us who know who I am, respect me. Those of you who don't respect me, I got cameras all over my property. I'll be waiting. I'm a survivalist too. But I protect my family, not stupid politics. The election was not stolen. They had 62 court cases to prove it. Not one shred of proof. Show me in paper. I want to see paper to prove the election was stolen. 2 voters died from COVID, and they claim they voted. Dead people voted. Those were the 2 that voted. They died from COVID. Remember the hoax, Mr. Trump? Remember the hoax? One of them was in Michigan. They died 2 days after they sent their vote in. And remember, the electoral can't do mail-ins. That's all fraud. Oh, I'm disabled and I can't stand in a line. I certified my address. I had a notary. You gonna tell me my vote's invalid? Really? Well, tell that to the other 14, 15 million had to do mail-in votes. Son of a bitch. It's only because you declare it fraud because you dismantled, you directed your postmaster general to dismantle how many sorting machines? I saw blue drop boxes cut off on semis when I was waiting for Spectran go down Holmes Road to Cedar. And the two drop boxes right by my house cut off at the concrete. Because you didn't want mail-ins to complete. And Biden won anyway. You know, perseveres. We persevered. It's funny how on ABC and NBC and CBS, PBS, and Fox, they don't mention the fact you directed your postmaster general to cut costs and take those boxes out and machines, trying to delay delivery of the mail-in votes. Really? Okay. And now you're crying foul because you know your little tactic didn't win. Biden won. Biden beat that ass. Go home and lick your wounds, Trump. About 22% of your Republicans switch sides. Try to run in 24. Ain't gonna happen. 170 of your constituents for the riot that you started would have been a little more favorable for you if you would have gotten on the TV earlier. You're probably sitting at your desk with your feet up, rubbing one out. Ah, the power. Yeah, right. No lives matter to you. You don't give a crap. You did nothing to help these grieving families when their loved ones died at the hands of law enforcement. Kneeling on somebody's neck for 5 minutes? No. You kneel beneath their shoulders, between one knee, between their shoulders, not their neck. You need to start realizing they can't breathe because you're pushing the half side of their face. You know, the artery that feeds the brain? You're compressing that with your knee. If you do it the right way, you compress both of them. And guess what? They're going to die. Can't believe how stupid they are. Sorry if I'm old school. I was taught de escalation. We didn't have tasers, we didn't have pepper spray. I had my firearm and I had a baton. And it was basic hand to hand combat. We need to go back to that. We really do. And these officers need to take at least 10 credits of psychology. Call somebody to a scene with mental illness, and you're going to kneel on their neck, throw them on the ground when they're not threatening you. God. I don't even want to go there. Say her name. Say her name, Breonna Taylor. If you can't see into a house, you don't start firing. And you, I'm talking to you, officer, with a fucking dog, shooting into a dark house, not realizing there might be children in there. You're shooting at your fellow officers, gonna shoot at bullets go through the walls. I could be making coffee, like I said. So angry at you. Where did we fail? And what happened to me the day I had my incident? She got through to 911 before I did. I got hung up on, and that's so wrong. I got stuffed in a patrol car, no shoes, couldn't grab my shoes, couldn't grab my phone, couldn't grab my wallet, and I got told 3 times, "Shut the fuck up, ma'am." He didn't say be quiet. He said, "Shut the fuck up, ma'am." Wow. I did not deserve that. I was defending my house, myself, and my property. I hope the next landlord and roommate kills her. Move your drug dealing boyfriend into my house. Yeah, I'm gonna have a major bitch about it. In a really big way. I got a felony for felonious assault. I lost my nursing license. I want some likes. I hope somebody likes this. Sorry for my rants. I don't believe in taking a human life. I don't care what color you are. We're all human beings. We all bleed red. I forgive her. After everything that happened, I forgive her. Forgiveness is for me, not her. Because I don't need to be carrying two 40-pound bags of rock salt on my shoulder. That's what guilt will do. I forgave my dad, too, for being such a bastard. My stepdad I have now, I wish he was my dad growing up. I so wish he was my dad growing up. I think me and my sister would have turned out so much different. Mom came home from work. Yay, mom's home. So happy. Dad came home. Oh shit, hide. Out of sight, out of mind. Till 2 in the morning, anyway. He'd come into my room and drag me out of bed, beat the crap out of me. I had buckle marks from his belt for years. I'm an 80s kid. Nobody said anything. I had a teacher who offered me a place to stay if it got too bad. I know that would put her teaching degree in jeopardy. I couldn't do it. If anybody goes to Grand Ledge High School and had Sherry Harris as a teacher, I heard so many times she was a ball buster. No, she wasn't. Since then, I've always referred to her as my second mom. All those that took physics, trig, chemistry at LCC in Lansing. Alex Azima, he's awesome. He's my stepdad. I wish he was my dad growing up. I'm sorry. He reasons. I've never heard him yell. I've never, he doesn't hit. He actually sits down and talks to you like you're an adult. My birth father never did that. I don't think he knew how to. He was hurt too. We all have to have patience. We all have to have understanding. We all got to live together. As far as race, none of us are going away. Black, brown, Asian Americans, and African Americans, they're going to stay. We're the baby boomers. They were born here. And if I hear go back to your own country one more time, I swear to God, I'm going to need a lawyer. I'm going to stand up if I see an indifference and a wrong. You want to hit me? Go ahead and hit me. You're not going to change my mind. You're just going to reinforce it. That's just showing me how ignorant you are. Go back to fourth grade. You need to go back to second grade. That's when you start learning life skills. Apparently, you're going to be ignorant like that. You need to go back and learn your life skills. Babies scream and hit. Babies throw tantrums. So if you're an adult and you're doing that, you're regressing in your youth. You're not going to change my mind. I'm going to feel what I feel. You don't like my opinion? Marjorie Taylor Greene, I hope you're watching this too. Go back to primary school because you got some major life skills to relearn. Yes, I'm calling you out. Find me. I live in Michigan. Can't believe what we're coming to. Trump is so dividing us. I can't believe. He says on the CPAC conference, I never said I'm going to start a new party. That's fake news. Really? About a week ago, I saw on CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, and PBS NewsHour, I'm thinking about starting a new party. Okay. Does this man even remember what he says? He's still living in 2016. As a nurse, my professional opinion, I really think the man is undiagnosed onset dementia in a big way. He's not quite, I think he's lost the plot, as they say in Britain. He's not getting it. You lost. Biden has done more in 6 weeks than you have in the last 2 years, and he's not even a golf fan. He. I'm gonna do a Damon Wayans. Tee. Whatever, dude. I love how Congress, or not Congress, but some people, I love the senator that made this analogy. Not quite true, but Trump would be Voldemort. Wouldn't that be appropriate? He should not be named. Oh, he who shall not be named. Pardon me. I think Mitch McConnell, not Voldemort, he should be more like Professor Snape. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene would be Professor Umbridge, making policies but doesn't stick by them. Love that analogy. I'm gonna smile pretty for this camera because I love that analogy. I think that's appropriate. When I see Trump, you can tell how Trump is lying. He starts talking like this. He starts talking like this. He's either gonna lie or he's lying. Starts pursing them little lips like a little serpent. Bastard. God. Every time I see that man on CNN or they play clips on ABC or NBC, I just want to vomit. Wow. He's still stuck in 2016. Didn't win by a landslide, dumbass. She lost by a landslide. 62 court cases and you can't prove a thing. I want to see paper. Give me paper. When I see it in print, depending on the source, I might believe it. Until then, go home. Biden beat that ass. Go home and lick those wounds. What a jackass. Anyway, sorry for my constant rants. I got off on many tangents, but say her name, Breonna Taylor. That was so wrong. I'd love 5 minutes each in a room with those gorillas, but it would never make up for the pain those families feel. It's getting to be daylight now. She won't wake up to another sunset. She won't be able to hold her child. She won't be able to go fishing, family dinners, family picnics, because of those three men. Where did we go wrong? Those officers need to have their guns taken away. I'm old school. We didn't have pepper bullets. We didn't have tasers. They were just starting to introduce the block tasers. You know, the ones where we didn't have the ones you can shoot 15 feet away. I didn't even have pepper spray until 98. I learned de-escalation when you bend a wrist down. They have a fist or something in their hand. You bend their wrist down, and their hand you can't grapple anymore. Now they're so worried about COVID and AIDS and HIV. Nobody wants to touch anybody anymore. Be surprised, a leg sweep and a knee, not on their neck, middle of their back. I've sat on quite a few people, my knee right in the middle of their back. Where did that go? Don't kneel on somebody's neck for 5 minutes. I was taught pressure points. Work for me. You use those kneel on the neck for an insurgent, not our citizens. That's excessive force. You only kneel on their neck long enough to get them in cuffs. If I hear I got all the time in the world with that hold one more time, I'm going to need a lawyer. I better not see it in my lifetime. I better not see somebody kneel on somebody's neck in front of me, because I will tumble that officer. I'll show him how it's done proper. Son of a bitch. Three of those. I heard about three of those. Kneeled on his neck. Especially when they have a seizure disorder. You don't do that shit. You don't do it. You just don't do it. It's excessive, and they're bullies and military rejects. Wow. Thanks for listening. I feel really bad, for all the people that died at law enforcement's hands. I got out of it because it just made me too angry. I make a promise to you. If I see a wrong in progress in front of me, I will try to right it. I promise. All lives matter. They all matter. I don't care if you're black, brown, blue, or purple. We're human. We make mistakes. Nobody has to die for their mistakes. Y'all have a good day. I'll try to do this again later in the week or next week. If you like my content, I don't usually rant and rave so much, but I was going to do this on Monday, but I didn't feel like it. So I've got 3 days of built up stuff. So here it is. Thank you. I love y'all. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in a few days. Elder Eris, signing off. Thank you. Blessed be. Blessed be.